Okay, we're gonna start this up. I gotta get on my recording mode here. Okay, good morning. It is Tuesday morning, October 11th at approximately 8 a.m. And we're gonna call the meeting to order. Roll call is Renee O'Donnell, Brian Carlos, Lucille, Cindy DeBeck, and Cindy Grant, and we are all present and accounted for. And our first order of business is to meet with Jeff Brown and Dale Llewellyn from Brown Construction for contract negotiations. So, we already made our introductions. You know everybody's, Cindy?
I don't think I know Dale, but I do now.
He's going to be our project manager on this. So, take it from there. So we have a new proposal as of October, I'm saying a lot of this for the record here, as of October 6th of 2022 for the single story building, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And same layout, same design, same everything else.
Yes, I can lay them out on the table if you'd like.
Okay, no worries. And so that's for 1.161, 1,161,107.00. Okay, anybody want to take it from there? Any questions? So what we were just chit-chatting a little bit, and he said he might start groundwork right now, like this fall. Go ahead, Brian, sorry.
How did you make out with the generator? We had talked about perhaps pulling off this one.
Usually the alternate I put in there.
Yeah, I see it there.
Yeah.
The generator.
Yeah, so I wrote Cindy an email that came with this and explained, by the time we get done pricing the generator out back, the footage from out back now made the cabling very large. Also the excavation backfill to get all the way down there. It was 3 times the money, so I didn't even use it. So I just added in the putting one right down next to the building, probably 20, 30 feet away from the building down there.
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah.
45 kW.
Yeah, we were planning on a propane heating system for down there anyway.
Yeah.
And
That's what we do. Make this a propane generator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fully on demand, Jeff?
Yeah, it was the ATS switch goes with it,
Yep.
so power goes out, you're on the way.
Good, thank you.
Mine comes on Sunday night at 5 o'clock and runs itself and then shuts off and.
That's what mine does,
Yeah.
once a week.
Exactly. So that's good.
Yeah.
I got one question.
So,
On the alternates, Jeff,
yeah,
do you need an answer today as to which ones to go with?
yeah.
No, we can, usually with alternates, you could add and delete
Okay.
during the course of the project.
I imagine you're gonna go with the pavement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pavement and generator, that's what I see as.
Yeah.
Should I ask what the alternates are?
The other
Just,
plenum system and the
Yeah.
floor drain system. It doesn't matter one way or the other. I think that the generator and the pavement should be.
yeah, definitely.
That's enough. Yeah.
Right, a floor drain, you're just gonna pitch the floor to the front, correct?
Yeah, if we don't put drains in.
Yeah. I think that's probably a better idea because you have to, that system, we have to go through DEP, just so you know, and it has to be, it's an expensive little gig.
My only fear factor would be water running out onto the tarmac on the front apron. I mean, you just gotta think about the liability factor of somebody slipping and falling.
That's what, we have salt sand and we'll have sunshine, so that'll clear right out. Anything else, you guys?
Yeah, we had talked too about the data and phone line.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't we say that we thought we would need that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You're gonna find out with your,
right, and I called Unitel and nobody's got back to me yet, so I will call them again.
that's an easy thing.
It is.
Yeah.
What, if you're working with Unitel, more than likely, my electrician would do the pre-wiring and we do the framing inside, do all the pre-wiring for them, and they come in and do the, the final.
They bring the fiber in, they did for me.
Yeah.
I just got it
I
ready
know when
and
we did the office,
yeah.
Nate came up explain to Will everything he needed and Will put it in.
Right.
And then Nate just come back and hooked it all up.
Right, but they have outside engineers that
Right.
come to the site and
Yep.
say we need so many feet of fiber and that sort of thing.
So many towns and businesses have their own, phone data company that would want to do the whole thing. That's why
Right.
we never include it up front.
Right.
We've gone back in and done the rough end for the companies if needed. We would change order later on. For this little bit, it's gonna be
Yeah.
$1,000, $1,500
Yeah.
or something, you know?
The only other question I have, just so that I know, would be on the exhaust evac of the plumbing system for the exhaust. What price difference is it gonna be, Jeff, to do it now versus do it after you've completed the building and we get one
Yeah.
a year down the road?
Virtually no difference, because the only thing, it's all extra, it's nothing buried, you know?
Yep.
It's all, that plumbing
all-
goes down through the middle. The things, you'll have to have us come back and probably put a roof penetration in, but that company's gonna do 99% of what has to be done.
Yep.
So it's not gonna matter.
So it's not gonna affect you one way or the other, as far as prior or after,
No.
okay?
Do you have any questions? Brian?
No, where, with those two add-ons, we're up to 1.229. I say let's go.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I say too.
thank you.
Cindy, you got anything else? All right, we'll just work with you guys through the course of it, just stay in contact with Cindy and anything comes up, she tells
Put
us.
a contract together then, Cindy? Yeah.
Yep, as long as they're good with me signing it.
Yeah, let's, you want to put a motion forward
Yes, I
to
will.
authorize her, so
Yeah.
that if it
I'll make a
comes
motion
for-
that we allow Cindy Grant to sign a contract with J.M. Brown Construction for a new fire station.
Second.
Second, all in favor? 3-0.
I do have one thing in our meeting the other day, you said about some small decisions, colors, that sort of thing
I
inside.
meant to bring it down. They'll skip them back out
Can I get you to agree to let Brent and I make those decisions and not make them hold up to a meeting to pick wall colors and
That's,
floor colors and
that's fine with
You
me.
I'm
You don't want
assuming
my
the building
choice on
color is
colours.
gonna be red,
Yeah.
but interior, I don't,
Right.
yeah, I think that's a
That's fine.
simple thing that Brent and I together can agree.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll bring it up. There's a couple reds, but the red that usually is like orange and fire station,
Yeah.
not bright. You know, that-
Maybe we want a warmer red.
The other one's available is kind of more of a rust. And we have a couple fire stations that color too, but
So do you need a copy of this signed?
no, we'll put an actual AIA contract together. Yeah. So, yeah, so the last time we were together, there was some talk about sprinkling all fire stations coming forth.
Mhm.
So that didn't go anywhere.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, that was some politician's idea of causing communities spending $150,000, you know,
Right.
it's private. So I did check with the engineer, I did add, I sent you that email, did add the fire alarm system, that cuts it, you know.
Yeah.
So, in talking with Plymouth too, I'm gonna have them do a site plan, a floor plan, an elevation, and then the fire marshal permit and all that stuff. But, so I'll be giving plans back to you shortly. I'm gonna get them started ASAP. Give you plans back and you guys, yes, no, or otherwise, you know.
Okay,
So,
cool
yeah,
beans.
yeah. Yeah,
We appreciate it.
yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so, yeah, give us a few days, Cindy, and we'll get back to you.
Okay.
See Daniel's today.
Jeff, can I just ask, we talked at the store the other day about the timeline on the building, are they still out a year, give or take? right
No,
at
we
this
were
point?
just talking about that earlier, so they've actually shortened up to about 8 months is what our normal is, but these smaller buildings, I just get done ordering one for Quirks and Augusta, and and he pulled that off January 1st, and that was 2 weeks ago. So
Nice, nice.
I, at the same time, told him that I'd probably want to get this one knocked out of the way
That's a good
before,
idea. Yep,
because we've got about 150,000 square feet next summer already.
nice.
And I want to get most of this job out of the way before next summer hits.
And I will appreciate that very
Yeah.
much.
So you can see it probably sooner than later.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Okay,
All right, then get along and we'll get back to you.
all right, awesome, thank you very much, guys,
Yeah.
nice to meet you again. All right.
Do we want to move the pavement and the generator into the base bid?
I would.
Yes,
so,
yes, I'm gonna say yes.
We'll do that as the base bid in the
Yeah.
contract, and then
Yeah.
anything else that gets decided on, will be just dealt with as the change.
Okay,
You know?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So that's a milestone in our lives. Next item is public comment. Any public comment?
Thank you. I was wanting to speak.
Hi,
Hi.
my name's Heidi Scripture, this is my husband David. We came in this summer and found out that the gym was being rented. My daughter does twirling with Central Maine Twirling. It is a lady from Portland comes up and does twirling in Augusta and Bangor, and she takes the older kids around and does, I don't know, maybe you've seen them at parades, or they've done the Mariners games, or they've done different things like that, community events. She likes to get involved with the communities. So he came in either June or July, we're not 100%, and noticed that the gym was being used, so he inquired about it. We had inquired about it before, but it was under the Hammond School Department.
Yes.
Back in the Hampton. And the price was a little bit much for what the girls could do. We do pay for our daughter to go every month, but the girls, the Thursday night would be an extra thing that nobody pays for, the girls fundraise for, to get money to be able to do some extra things. And so it was mentioned that it would be $10 an hour. And I guess it was told to him that it may go up to 15, but either way, that was doable for the girls because they fundraise.
Right.
So then I came in a couple weeks later and we inquired again. So then I let the director know that this building was available for $10 an hour to do any extras. And she was looking into some different things for the fall, and she would get back to me. So she got back to me it was about a month later in August, and I come down and inquired again. We actually went in, my daughter and I, and took some pictures of the gym so she could see it, because the ceiling's kind of low. When you're throwing up a baton quite high, it's kind of low. So we took some pictures so she could kind of eyeball it out and whatever. And she decided that at $10 an hour, that was something the girls could afford, they could do for extras. So I gave her the information. She contacted the office, got a contract, and filled it out and signed it. And she started the first week of September, and then she was billed the second week of September for $50 an hour. So she called me right up. Actually, she texted me and said that she had emailed the office and inquired about the price, and she texted me and asked again what I had been told for a price and what was going on. And I told her I would call the office, so I called up, and they said that there had been a meeting, and you guys had decided that it would be $200 for 4 hours for a rental, and if we wanted to include the kitchen, it would be an extra $50. Nowhere in that amount of time was it ever discussed with Andrea, who runs the program, or myself, that it would be jumped up $40 an hour. We went from paying $40 a night to paying $200 a night, which is not in the budget for the program. But because she had signed the contract and she had already started, she felt like she couldn't say, no, I can't do this. So she took the money out of the girls, and now there's like none left. So to me, the fact that we weren't made aware of the changes and then we were directly billed for that is kind of an integrity thing. So I thought I would come discuss that with you.
Okay, so what happened was, this is the first go-around at renting. We've never owned the building before.
Correct.
So we did have a meeting, and we're trying to come up with a fee schedule. Did we come up with we did come up with $200 for 4 hours. We did, yeah.
Yep.
I do remember that.
Yep.
So when did they apply compared to when we made the decisions after?
They applied, that's the application that I brought before you prior to getting back to them. And then you guys made the decision and Katie emailed her and explained what the price was. And Katie did most of the,
Negotiations.
I mean,
But that
they had
$10
contacted her early on, back when the school owned it. And we had no control over the price, and
Right.
so.
That $10 fee was what the basketball coach was given by the school department. You remember it was
Right.
like $5 an hour, or $10 an hour
Right.
that the school negotiated, and we just decided that that was not realistic for any type of building, particularly for commercial use.
So you guys are still planning on doing it Thursday nights?
No, we can't afford that.
No, can't
No,
afford
no,
that.
no.
Okay. Did we give them their money back? You paid $200?
She paid the $800. It was supposed to be
Whole month.
$160, and she paid the $80 because she had signed the contract. But it never was brought up that there was any kind of change in money.
So how do you want to handle this? I mean,
So are they nonprofit?
I would assume you are a nonprofit.
I would have to ask specifically that question. I've never asked her that specifically, if she's filed under a nonprofit or not.
Since we did put in provisions for nonprofit
You are correct.
and Newburgh residents.
Are you a Newburgh resident?
Yeah, we live right over on the North Road.
I would say
Are
we
the
use that.
participants Newburgh residents too, or
Our daughter.
are they all?
So
I know
our
your
daughter
daughter
is,
is, but-
and there had been other girls from Newburgh, but I'm not sure. There may be one more girl. She either lives in Newburgh or she lives in Hammond. I'm not exactly sure.
Because we did put in a $50 discount for town residents. There's a few things here that might apply.
Right, okay. I will apologize for the lack of communication, but again, I will say this is the school owned this building for years, up until June, and then, town of Newburgh's never rented out their building, that
Right.
sort of thing. So we're kind of learning as we go, I'll say.
Yeah.
If there are provisions that apply to this, can we refund them some of their money?
That's up to you.
Or if they want to continue on with the program, apply
Apply
those
to
funds
To the next rental?
so they're not facing it down the road. Would be their funds.
That was our money. We don't have money to do extras this season. We've got to do some fundraisers and build it back up now. That's why it's so detrimental. You know what I mean?
Right.
There was no discussion, or we wouldn't have taken the space.
Well, it's just that those, at least in my opinion, those fees are so unrealistic, to rent any type of commercial space. There's no way that it's,
I understand that, and I have no problem with you guys renting the gym for more than that. My problem is no communication and then being billed.
Right.
That's
Because
like
it was under the
$600
guise
difference.
of the school department, so, they could charge $5 an hour if they wanted to. because they were the school.
When we were quoted from the rec in Hampden, we were told 75, so we said no.
Yeah.
we can't afford that. But she likes to work with the communities,
Yeah,
and she can do anything to help boost the community, kind of get in and get a good relationship going.
sure,
This just didn't leave a good taste, you know?
sure.
It's just one of those
Well, I
things.
can understand that. I can understand that. Again, I will apologize if that got misconstrued. And I think what we should do is take a look at, would you want us, to, I mean, if we can refund some of your money to
That would
help
be
you out?
fabulous.
Okay, all right. Let us take a look at that. And, because Cindy's right. We had a $50 discount for residents. We had, what else? We had something for nonprofits
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can look at that and address it and have Cindy get back to you. I mean, certainly, I want to apologize, but at the same time, I want to say, we're kind of just learning as we go here. I mean, it's hard for us to rent something out for $10 an hour when fuel is $4 a gallon, you know, and all that.
Oh, I
that kind of
understand
stuff.
that, and
Sure.
I'm perfectly, I mean, you guys make money off it, make money off it, but, I mean, anything that can help the town, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
totally okay with that.
Yeah.
My problem is not knowing.
Right.
I mean, that's
Right.
over $600 difference
Yeah.
when it came out, and it was like,
Yeah, exactly. So let us, do you have her information or contact information?
I believe I do.
Okay.
Katie does.
Can we have a conversation about this and get back to you? And do something like that? Because at the very least, I think that we can refund some of your money and for the discount per use, that kind of thing. So, okay? Okay,
thank you.
all right.
I just don't want it to happen to anybody else, because it was,
No, and it was,
Like that's it.
we've been in flux, we've been trying to figure out, we just took over the building July 1st, basically. So we've kind of been in flux going forward, trying to figure out how to handle this and what it's supposed to look like and all those
Right.
things.
right, yeah, it's a learning curve.
Right, there's a definite learning curve on our part, so.
It just was devastating.
I mean, there's a difference between a group of twirlers and a group of, you know, I don't know, 50 to 100 people for an event. And we just don't, we have to figure that out.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, and if you have somebody running a business, we watched the things and read the minutes and whatnot, that's a problem, you know?
yeah.
But we weren't running the business, we were just trying to
Have
have some
twirling.
fun with the girls
Sure.
and help out the community, so.
All right.
I call that nonprofit.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
No.
Are you in agreement? I mean, is everybody cool with what I just told us?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. So, sitting here spouting off. So let us take a look at it, and we'll have Cindy contact you, have a conversation about it, and have Cindy contact you and get back to you with that stuff.
Sure, thank you
Okay.
very much.
Oh, you are welcome. Thanks for coming in, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our public comment. Do you want me to just go to the warrants, you guys? I'll just read the warrants. Okay. So warrants, thank you. PY warrant number 15 for $11,195.40. AP warrant number 16 for $170,387.92. PY warrant number 17 for $5,850.69. AP warrant number 18 for $156,054.65. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the warrants as read.
Second.
All in favor? 3-0. No abatements or supplements. Did you guys read the minutes?
Yes.
I did. Do you have any changes?
I'd like to suggest that, when you refer to somebody in the minutes, you use their last name also. Because, we're not, you know, we might know who it is, but somebody else reading the minutes, it would be handy if the last name was in there too.
Anybody in particular? Just maybe like
Two
Cindy
Cindys.
Grand,
Two Cindy's.
two Cindy's?
Yeah, and like Tom Fowler,
Okay.
because
Yeah,
further
let's
down
do
the
that.
road, like, who the hell's going?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
agreed.
Kate, make note, just would you like to start including the last names of people referred to in the minutes? So make a motion that we accept the minutes from,
I came up with some grammatical things, but I'm not gonna go there.
Oh, okay.
Just pay attention to grammar,
okay.
not the one that makes cookies.
Okay, so make a motion to accept the minutes from 8:30:22, 9:06:22, and 9:15:22.
Second.
Second, all in favor, 3-0, all good there. Any agenda adjustments? Cindy?
No, I think everything's on here.
Okay. All right, let's go to fire and rescue. Okay, we had a busy month?
As usual, seems to be a trend.
It sure does.
We had several calls again this month, rescue and fire both. We also participated in the Panelsa County Fire Academy this past month. We were invited and asked to actually teach at the academy this year, which was a huge addition to just being there.
Oh, nice.
We had a full curriculum class that we had to do. Scott and I took the air truck in, and our job was to teach on the SCBA system, being the truck, the filling station, and also SCBA safety. And that was a very good class, not only for the people to add to it, but for us to actually be able to teach. There was a lot of time invested in it this year, and it was very enjoyable. And they definitely have already said that they want us back again next year.
Nice.
So we are definitely moving forward in the public relation, for sure, with the other fire departments, and even as big as, like I said, Comstock County Chiefs. That's a big boost on me as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, cool.
So that was a really enjoyable deal. And then we also did the Carmel Day parade.
Yeah.
That was a huge turnout, just phenomenal over there. You can't imagine the people that come to that thing. That was a really good time,
Nice.
and we had a lot of participants in that. Other than that, and unfortunately the house fire on 1083 North Road. That was
How
kind
did
of
it start? Did anybody ever say?
well, we surmised, once we got initially on scene and got looking at the damage factor, I discovered that the rear, facing the building, the rear right-hand corner had the most significant damage line, visibly wise. When the homeowner got home, I had talked to her. There was a heat pump that she turned on from the cooling system to the heat system just 20 minutes before she left to go pick up her daughter down in Winterport School. And it's the first time that she's ever used the heat side of it. So I talked to the fire marshal's office.
So it was a new heat pump?
No, it was
She
existing.
just had never used it?
No, she just bought this house. She's
Oh.
brand new. She signed the papers and moved in July. Single mom with a 13-year-old, Cindy, am I right? 13-year-old daughter. So, I mean, somebody finally gave her a chance, and unfortunately, so she was pretty distraught, to say the least. And I did call Red Cross, set up some help and assistance for her. The fire marshal's office and I have talked twice. There's no suspicion factor. It's just, they've got to do their job with me and make sure everything is right. So it was just a matter, I mean, they said if anything comes up, by all means call us, but there's nothing that I can see that's off on that.
Okay.
But I know the town is helping, is that correct, Cindy, with
We put a thing out and asked people, she had given us a list of items that they were in need of. And we put the word out and we've had several people. She actually came Thursday and picked up one load. And we have an account where $5,000 was donated to help Newburgh residents. We gave her $500.
Nice.
We give her a gift card for $500 to go get personal items
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And whatever she would bring down here, she had just come from the insurance company,
Oh,
I hope that.
We have another, big batch of bedding and stuff like that for her, clothes.
I also have some stuff for you, Cindy, as well, for her.
And, I will call her later.
Nice.
Where are they staying?
They're staying in Frankfurt right now. So,
Is she gonna try to rebuild?
she said she's gonna try to do something.
Yeah.
She has to
Maybe she
work
could
with
get
the
insurance,
insurance.
maybe she could get a mobile home or something.
Yeah.
Um,
The garage is still standing, because I asked her, I thought maybe that storage, once she starts collecting stuff, might be an issue, and I was going to approach Richie over here about maybe donating a unit that she could store stuff, but her garage is empty, and she said she can store everything there.
Sorry to hear she lost her home.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that not it? Okay. All right, thank you. So, nothing for library or?
I do have something under the library.
Okay.
So, Gary, had put in a request, he's been hunting to try to find some more shelving. They need a few more pieces of shelving. And, we went online looking and stuff. I came upon a Facebook posting, one day from a school district, that was moving into a new school and was selling a bunch of their excess furniture. And I messaged them to see if they had any library, and they did. So they sent me pictures. Subsequently, I have 3 bookcases in my garage because they came from Stu Ben. And I knew a guy working down there, and he was nice enough to
Bring 'em.
disassemble them and bring them to my house because he lives near me. And I am slowly, my car's full today, hauling it in little by little, and then the 3 big pieces I'm trying to figure out a pickup truck, but I'll get them here.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, $15 a piece, really nice shelves.
$15 a piece,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
deal. Great.
Yeah, so Gary will be happy with that.
Okay.
He's still been making a show on 2 or 3 days a week. He
Good.
just, which is good. We
Good.
love to see him.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but Ann is doing beautiful, taking over the reins, and we have 2 Anns, and the new Ann and the old Ann. But they're doing a good job. Yeah.
I want to put out a motion just for you guys to think about. So I'd like to move to rename the Newburgh Library in honor of Gary and call it the Gary Wilson Library.
Oh, wonderful. I second that motion, and we'll do all in favor? 3-0, absolutely.
And
Yeah, absolutely. He's been the founding father of that.
Well, he's been with the town, he was on the fire department for quite a few years, he's been in the library for a lot. So,
Is he getting done for just time-wise? He's tired, or is he not doing well? I'm just curious. I didn't
he's
hear
just
nothing.
getting old, and,
He just wants
yeah.
his own time, okay.
So, with that said, should I invest in a sign?
Yeah,
A plaque?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So that's it. You have anything on animal control? No. All right.
Everything quiet?
Okay. Okay, then you're up.
Okay, so I gave you the bank rec for August, expense revenue general ledger for September 29. Eagle Security has been out and done an evaluation. We haven't got the quote on the outside security system, camera
Okay.
system.
Okay.
I already told you about the donation account. I am going to be meeting with, the superintendent and the head of maintenance, just to give you a heads up, we had an inspection by, State Maine Water supervisor, the CDC drinking water program.
Right.
They have found a couple of things. I don't think you guys are on the board when we are. When I first came into this building, there were more kids originally. And the reason, and Hammond used to come every now and then and do the water testing. And the reason being is because of the amount of children in the building, they were put in a different class and had to hire a licensed water technician. So Hampton Water, and I've got to clarify that with them, whether they did it or just, they got paid or what they did. Because of the increase in the children, we're back up in that class. Which is going to change how often we test, what kind of tests we're gonna have, and that sort of thing. And,
Well, that shouldn't be a cost to us, should it?
well, that's my whole plan in my meeting with Nick and the maintenance person,
Right.
because of that. But I will get back to you, with what comes up with that.
Have they thought about investing in a water filtration system? I mean, I put in two. The one I just recently bought was under $2,000. It does have to buy the salt and maintain it and that sort of thing,
Yeah.
but it takes the hardness out and
Yeah. Well, it's not just that, they have to test for stuff.
yeah.
So I've got to look more into what is going to be required for testing.
Right. Okay.
Because they're done more often. Right now, they just test for just a few bacteria, that sort of thing.
Levels of arsenic.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
because if you have over a certain number of people, it becomes a
And
public
I
water
did the
system.
testing,
Yeah.
either myself or Dave Grenier.
Right.
Now, with this new, and the classification hasn't been done yet,
Established.
established, but when it is, we can't do the testing anymore. That licensed technician, and they have to do it from a tap in the boiler room, it's just a,
Yeah.
so I'll let you know, the other two things that he, found in the report is the roof runoff
Mhm.
and the surface water,
Mhm.
is right there at the wellhead. I said it.
We knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he is recommending to shoot that water somewhere else.
Right.
So I will look into that. And I need to get the cap on the well. There's some sort of pipe, and I can't remember what he said, but it goes up into the cap.
Yeah.
Well, the fitting on that is broke. So I will look into getting those repaired.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted was on roads, and I'll do it right now while it's here. ARPA funds. The sign is up,
Right.
sign's paid for. As of right now, we still have around $50,000 for roads. And Ed is gonna try to get more done this fall. Right now, he is working to put together the materials and stuff to do the dry hydrants. That sort of stuff, but we're still looking really good on the applicants as far as road work goes. We have some other roads that we want to do, but he's been just kind of doing some, getting it built out, because he knows, but between this fall and next spring, we want to, when they're slowed down in the spring,
Yes.
and can't run the trucks on the roads, we may be able to.
All right, well, they usually close the pavement plant by November,
Yeah.
depending on how
Yeah.
cold it is. You know. So this fall would be great.
Yeah.
Especially the leaves will be gone, he can see the ditches, he
Yeah.
can see the trees, so.
Budget road is
Makes quite a
still
difference.
terrible growing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Budget, it's horrible over there.
We just did on the
Budget,
sand shed.
budget road, just
Right.
terrible.
We're gonna, that's
Sand shed looks
on,
good.
yes, it does. And, I talked to him the other day, we're gonna set up a meeting with Brent to discuss two more hydrants.
Who is that?
That's Brent's
That's my
dog. Rebecca's babysitter.
Okay.
He's crying for dad, I guess.
So,
So-
you, nothing on cemetery though,
No,
and that was about roads.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd just like to make a comment back up on roads, that we ought to keep in the back of our mind to have this trimming an ongoing annual.
I completely agree, I've said it before, every year the budget committee needs to throw in, needs to, give us some money so we can, because it'll
did you
cost.
notice what he did out back here?
Yes, I did, yeah, the grinding and everything.
Yeah, on the bank, all
Yeah.
the way back through, because all those alders were scraping vehicles and
Right.
buses and,
Right,
um,
so I think we should have money for it every year
yeah,
and address this road and then this road and that road, and by the time you get to that one, you have to
yeah,
start back at the beginning again, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fine.
okay.
Do you want to do the motion to recess right now?
Can I
For the
put
pump.
one more thing in,
Sure.
the fire? I thought maybe you were going to, so I didn't say anything. We went to a meeting in Hammond Academy, for SAD 22's safety for the kids, for anything such as a mass shooting or anything like that. It was actually a pretty sad turnout considering how many people were supposed to be there. All the public safety chiefs from all the towns that are involved with SAD 22 were supposed to be there. It ended up being Hammond and myself and Cindy for the meeting. I'm not sure if you guys heard about the threat to Hammond Academy today.
No.
It's bad.
Today?
Yeah, they had a threat come out over the weekend. 2 different phone calls to 2 or 3 different teachers on their personal lines. One was an out-of-state number, specifically telling them who and how many people were involved in the plot to go in and do some serious harm. So parents are taking kids out of school today. They have, it's on the school's Facebook or whatever you guys call it. I don't have it, so Kylie had brought it home and showed it to me. They've brought in extra police and everybody's on full alert, fire. I just wanted you guys to all realize we live in
Oh,
our
I
quaint
know.
little town
Oh,
and
good.
it's going to
It'll
be
be here.
no different than any other
Well,
quaint
we-
little town in this
We had an
country.
instance here the other day, which I have to follow up on today because I called the sheriff's department. They still have not showed up yet.
They still haven't shown up?
So I will follow up on it today. Yeah,
What was your
Through the
incident?
school or through you? Here at the town- Through the school or the town office side?
what do you mean?
The incident, was it related to the school side with the kids or out here with the town office?
All of us.
Really?
Yeah, it was a suspicious vehicle with suspicious people parked out here.
Yeah.
What day was that?
Um,
I was up here the other day to do reports and there was a car parked out back that I've never seen before, but there was nobody around.
What day?
I think that was Monday morning, Monday morning.
No,
This was last week for you?
it was Thursday,
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Any connection to that one that you
We-
saw had out here a
no,
few
no,
weeks ago?
no. So, we got
Well,
the
we did-
license plate, we got photos of it,
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm gonna follow up.
When we get outside cameras, I would put up a sign right on the front of the building that said video surveillance in effect.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So,
We found 2 used needles at the end of the driveway on the North Road.
oh yeah, they're all up and down the North Road.
2
Uh,
used needles.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Chapman
Rick's-
Road is
Rick's
full of
like-
them.
Yeah,
I got rid
I
of
was
them. I
just
said,
gonna
don't
say.
pick those up. Don't pick them up, you know. Have fentanyl or
But
something.
the car, we got the license plate and photos of it, and I actually, one of the people that, what caught my eye was a girl walking up the driveway and went around the side of the building. I didn't even see the car come up. And so I went investigating where she went, come to find out she was in a car parked. And I watched her and watched her and watched them.
Yeah.
And so then she got out of the vehicle and walked back down the driveway, and I actually followed her, and she came from the ground. So, and we got, like I said, but I'm gonna follow up with the sheriff's department.
Yeah, the sheriffs should have had, we've got a bunch of little kids on site.
Well,
They
they
should
were
have-
sitting out there when the kids went out to play at the playground.
Right, they should be following up
Yeah.
on that.
Unit 118 for Panelsa, I talked to him here just a little over a week ago, and he said, what is it with that school and being a magnet for cars parked out back after
Because we're so far up
10
the
o'clock?
road.
Exactly.
We're so
Yeah.
far
I
up the
said,
road.
how many times have you booted people? He said, you couldn't even imagine how many times we've got records on. They don't tell you because they just do it all
They
in
actually
their
caught a drunk
patrol.
driver up here one night.
It's
Yeah, they
it's
followed-
insane what they're
Yeah.
finding on the back. They all go around back to hide, thinking nobody's ever done, which,
Well-
they're right, you'll never see them out there. But when the cops come
Used to
in,
happen to me
It
right on 69, right during the day.
Yeah.
People pull in and park out back, they didn't think I was even in that office.
Well, we,
that's crazy.
I went out, I've gone out a couple times with I got a cut off baseball bat, a cut off stick. What's going on?
That'll do.
What's going on? Whack!
we,
Damn
up
right.
until the last year or two, we were having a lot of problems because, beer cans,
Mm.
used condoms,
Yeah.
Mhm.
needles, stuff,
Yeah.
having to pick up out back. And that's when they started patrolling this more, because we called them. And,
Maybe we ought to invest in some motion detector lights and
there is
Stuff
one on the
for-
back of the building.
maybe we need more brighter ones.
That's, you do. You honestly,
Maybe we gotta
even
think
for us at
lights.
night, when we come up here to do reports, like medical reports, something after a call, I mean, it's dark in the pocket all the way around this backside of this. I mean, I know there's a light out there, but it honestly is. It is
Well, there's a
still
motion
dark.
light on the generator.
Yeah. But it should,
Maybe a couple new lights, like I said, as soon as we get the video system, a sign out back that says
Yep.
video surveillance and a sign right at the driveway,
Yeah.
video surveillance
Nine,
like
right,
that.
this property is
That
being
will
surveilled.
kind of-
Yep.
Kind of help to deter.
Deter 'em,
Yeah.
yeah.
It may be something to
People are
think
crazy
about.
though. People are crazy.
Yeah,
Honestly, Renee, that's a great idea, and if I may add, that might not be a bad idea to think about if you're gonna do it there, when the new fire station comes in. Have
Absolutely.
that already set in your head, please, to
Yeah.
put a couple on each corner of the fire station, because that's gonna be the first driveway that they can find to go into and try to go.
Oh, light on each end and
Yep.
the lights in the front.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something to seriously think about. It's getting worse, it's not no better. And, I mean, that today is just a prime
Well, the stuff
example.
that was happening in me down there was right during the daytime.
Yep,
yeah.
You know, it's just like,
they've got no, I mean,
People
I hate
are-
to say it, people have no fear, they
people
don't,
are crazy.
Not
They-
anymore, they
they
don't.
just
People are
don't.
crazy.
There are no consequences for them.
That's
Nope.
right.
That's right.
Okay, so, now do you want to do the
Yeah.
motion? Okay. So I'm gonna make a motion that we recess to, open a public hearing for comments on general assistance ordinance. So this is my motion to recess.
Second.
Second, all in favor, 3-0. Okay, and then, we'll make a motion. So has anybody got any comments on, excuse me, the general assistance ordinance?
This was advertised, right?
Yeah, it's
Just-
posted,
okay.
yeah.
Anything else, Cindy, that you want to add to this at this point? So this is the public hearing for the general assistance ordinance.
You want me to explain, we do this every year.
Sure, yep, I do, I want you to, do you think?
And this is just adopting the state's recommendations for numbers. Today is
The 11th?
and it's, I believe I gave you, this is the long version here, which,
Yeah,
that's the short version I gave you, which is that that second page.
okay.
I'm happy to say that the town of Newburgh hasn't had any general assistance and going on for years. So, but other than that, it's just adopting the state recommended amount.
This looks like it's from October 1st of 2022 to September 30th of 2023.
Yep.
So we have to renew it each year.
Yeah, done every year.
Okay, everybody satisfied with that?
Yep.
All good? So I will make a motion to close the public hearing and I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Second, all in favor, 3-0. And I'll make a motion that we resume our regular meeting. Second, yeah. Okay, oh, that's okay. All in favor, 3-0, so, okay, awesome. So we adopt general assistance maximums, this is under new business, Cindy?
Yeah, that's this.
Okay. You want us to sign that?
If you'll make a motion and adopt them and sign that for me.
I make a motion that Newburgh adopt the general assistance ordinance outlined by the state of Maine. Is that what you would like to hear?
Yep.
Okay.
Second.
Second, all in favor, 3-0. It is done. Okay, town policies. We're all done with town policies, aren't we?
Nope,
Maybe not?
we gotta, I gave you the one, with all your changes from our
Right.
meeting. I included in your packets, the, fee schedule for the skiing center for the town of Hammond.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of,
I looked at that one.
yeah, so. It's not for you to make any decisions on, it's just for informational.
Right here. Well, that's,
Okay.
gotta look at that again, all the time. So our personnel, all of our policies are updated
I did all the,
for
well, I
our
didn't, Rebecca did them all, I was on vacation,
meeting.
where they.
Oh, I would, I'm not paying attention, I would have done
You can't afford to pay attention. Did everything look all right on the policies?
I think so. Anybody have any comments on the policies? Okay, I would like to, do you want a motion on this? Okay, I would like to make a motion that we adopt the new, the updated, I'll say, updated policies for the town of Newburgh. Do you want me to read the policies or according to the policy book? All the policies in the
Yes.
policy book.
Yeah.
Make a motion that we adopt the updated policies that are all in the policy book for the town of Newburgh.
Second.
Second, all in favor, 3-0, thank you. Okay, propane tank, no update. Boiler maintenance contract,
I have 2 out of the 3 estimates. What's it, the third one? I will bring it back to you, but just to give you an update. The company which was different to one that the school had doing its
Right.
Honeywell. The monitoring system and everything is really out there. So I have one estimate from one company, which I haven't had a chance to read through. The other company was the one that explained to me how Honeywell has this tied up.
Right.
So I'm going to contact the one that gave me the estimate already. Like I said, the other one is different time. But I almost think there's going to be an expense of switching that equipment over.
Sure.
So I think I got to get more information.
Okay.
So
All right. Approve and sign the warrant for the town meeting, the special town meeting.
yeah,
I read this, I'm comfortable with this. Anybody else have anything on this?
you didn't get one, Cindy?
If I did, I missed it.
Should be in your packet.
Does that special town meeting also include the hose
Yes.
purchase? Okay.
Yeah. We only had one person take out paper for school board.
Mr. Seavey. The only sign I've seen up all over town, so I figured he must be the one.
They stopped in and visited.
They stopped at my house.
Okay, so.
That sounds weird, where there were so many people interested in it before.
Yeah,
I know.
and Hammond's got 2 seats and 5 people running,
Wow.
so
So, are you all set with this?
I have to look to be signed if you guys.
Okay, do you need a motion or anything?
Yes, sign it,
Okay.
please.
I make a motion that we sign the special town meeting warrant for the upcoming, what day is it?
November
Excuse me, November 8th, same day as voting.
Yeah.
So I
And
just,
we are gonna have to have a public hearing prior to that, because we're doing this on a referendum.
we'll schedule a meeting for the end of the month.
Okay, I will look at the date, the latest date we can do it.
Okay.
It's either 7 or 10 days, but I'm not, so.
So I'll make a motion that we accept and sign the special town meeting warrant for the meeting on November 8th. Second, all in favor? Okay. Okay. Old business, new fire station,
All done?
done.
Bingo.
That's quite
That's a
a,
milestone.
yes, quite a milestone.
Sure is.
Cindy, the only thing I could see in my packet that we don't have on here is, something about the pre-K, you'd
Yes.
like to install some stuff?
Yes, I should have brought that up, there's 2 things. Because Jackie gave me some abatements, and the thing on the school, which she wants to meet with me, I can't say that I'm totally in favor of what, some of the stuff that she has.
Mhm. So they want to install a merry-go
And I don't-
cycle
Don't think
at a play center.
that we should agree to any of this until there is an agreement in place as to what happens with this.
Because I
After
noticed,
it's installed, yes.
I noticed they're removing some of the equipment. Is that gonna be treated just like the stuff they
Well,
took out
that's
of the
one of
kitchen?
my questions in my meeting
That's
with Nick and
hours.
them.
Half hours.
Yeah, right. I went out a week or so ago. There's a piece of equipment missing out of the little playground, the fenced-in playground.
Right?
And there were seats on those old swings that she spoke of. they had them wrapped up around, but now they're gone. I mean,
This is becoming concerning.
yes,
This whole
yes.
situation
So-
of school kind of slowly moving in, taking over
Right.
more than what
Right,
was
Right.
originally
And
agreed to.
I,
And they're removing stuff out of the kitchen, saying, replacing it with new stuff. And their email said they're gonna take it back. If they leave, they will take this new stuff back.
so what happens to the stuff that we acquired when we took over the building?
They said one of the pieces was in storage. The other was
Gone, done.
discarded because they said it couldn't be repaired.
which we
Which
have
I
no
question.
documentation,
Because you talk.
That's our
commercial.
decision to make.
right?
That's our decision to make if it's not worth repairing or keeping or anything else, not their decision.
And I understand that.
If they're doing something, they should come to you at the
I
time.
was just
that
gonna
they're
say,
doing
was
it.
you
Yeah.
made
She's
it
been
clear.
saying that.
They
and
need somebody there
I
for
have been
supervision.
trying very nicely to make them
But
understand
the
that.
question I have too is, they're putting new equipment in the kitchen, does that mean we can't use the kitchen?
Yeah.
We've got a new refrigerator, can we not use it?
So I have a meeting, or was supposed to have one this morning, and hopefully it's gonna be later today, with the superintendent and the maintenance gentleman, to discuss a few of these things, number one, and this report from the water company, from the CDC. And then, this request came from the person who runs the pre-K program, and I have requested from her to please send me what she's already done. Because, like I said, you know, this equipment's disappearing, and I'm not in favor of taking those old swings out. I'd rather see, you know, some work go into them. They need new swings, they need a paint job, you know. They've replaced, they've taken out one piece of equipment in the little playground and replaced parts of another piece, which that was another thing I was gonna discuss. But I don't think that we should agree to anything until it's in writing. Because I don't wanna see, you know, down the road in 3 years, if the town says, you know, you're out of here, or the school says, no, we're gone,
Right,
you know, either way, what happens?
right.
Yeah, that's gonna all be in writing.
If it's not in writing, you tell them it's ours.
Yeah. It's been a struggle, it's been a struggle, and I'm trying to do it nicely, but I keep getting attitude.
Do you want a letter
Some
from,
attitude back.
do you want a letter from the board?
No, I don't think so. I think if I can't make any headway, with the next couple of meetings, I think that, I'm gonna tell them, you know, cease and desist, no more until you meet with the board and discuss it with them.
Right.
I don't know what to do.
Okay.
I can't make them understand. I can't make decisions that they want me to make, like this letter. I'm not gonna go back to them, and
No.
I will go back to her and tell her, I met with the board this morning, I presented your request. And,
Until we get some clarification on
we need,
equipment, and we're really not in favor of removing any equipment,
yeah,
until we have a conversation and
Yeah.
get some clarification on
Yeah.
it, nothing happens.
Yeah.
In fact, that it's half hours.
When, I was just gonna ask you, because I'm, as a citizen now, so when this all signed over in the contract, that was just what I was gonna ask, what did it state in the contract for contents? Is everything 50/50?
no,
No, everything's ours.
No.
It's all yours, so
Everything.
anything they're taking away from here is,
but the modifications that they're making inside that fenced area,
Yeah, they said something about cutting down a tree, a small tree.
what they, and you guys weren't here, none of them were here. Town Newburgh paid, or maybe you were, paid for half of that equipment.
I was here. $700.
Because that belonged to Pinquist. That was all put in by Pinquist.
Right,
And
right,
when
right,
they
right, right.
left, they gave us the option to buy that, and we paid half. $750, and the school paid $750 for the equipment that was in there.
Within the fenced area.
Right. The rest of the equipment went with the building, but it all went with the building, but more so that because we were half owners of that even before we bought the building.
Right.
So nobody should do anything with that part of it, even prior to owning the building, without consulting with the town.
Right, exactly.
So,
So if you need somebody with attitude to come to the meeting with you, you call Brian. I'll go.
so,
I'm
All right.
available.
Yes, exactly. I don't
so
have any
I
problem.
will.
I don't have any problem giving them
I
a little
will
bit of
try.
attitude.
The only,
Because we've asked and we've asked and we've
Yes.
asked and we've been nice about it.
yeah,
And now I'm tired of being nice about it. Yeah.
yes.
And if they're putting things in here and there isn't a written agreement on it, it's out.
Right, right,
Drives me crazy, you know.
yeah,
Well, it was trashed. We just trashed it. It didn't work anymore. You didn't know that.
right.
It's
It
ours.
works the other way, if
Well,
you're
we
taking
didn't
stuff
wanna
out
put
of
any
here, it's
money
stuff.
into it
Right.
when there was one classroom here
Yeah.
to keep it updated and upgraded and all that. I mean, I get advertisements for grants all the time to upgrade playground equipment.
Right,
You know, there's all kinds of money out there to do that.
right, exactly.
I think it'd be different if they were paying rent, but all we're getting is expenses.
Yeah,
And that's
So,
yeah.
They keep expanding out,
So
it takes
before-
away from our ability
Yeah.
to do other things with this property.
Right.
so before we get done, and I didn't have a chance to do this, but I figured I would back up under abatements and supplementals, I have none.
Okay.
I do have 3. Catherine Peppard, she just bought a property on Frank West Road. At the end of it, you familiar with it? It's a kind of an off-grid type of deal.
Yeah.
She bought the property and then came to Jackie to get an abatement because there's no plumbing in it. They harvested all the plumbing, it's been vacant for a long time. Jackie told me this is totally up to you.
How much is the abatement for?
$306.76.
Is she gonna put plumbing back in it? So, I feel like if she's gonna put plumbing back in it, like she wants to live in there, that's her plan?
Yeah,
I mean, why would we give her $300 because there's no plumbing and she's gonna put plumbing back in it?
I mean, she bought the property knowing it wasn't there.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with what she's doing.
Brian, any thoughts?
I'm baffled by it, I guess.
I don't feel the need for the abatement. I don't feel the need for the abatement. Especially if she's planning on remodeling it to live in,
Yeah.
so she's gonna put plumbing back in it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so the second one is William Posey on 31 Old Country Road, and it's for personal property that he's been charged for, which he no longer has. And he's an elderly gentleman, his family's trying to take care of his
Yeah.
stuff.
I know what it is.
So it's for $62.73. So there's that one. The other one is for Eva Brown, and it is for requesting to abate, somehow she didn't get her homestead and should have got one because she does. Requesting to abate $27,876 of value. She got a homestead and should not have got one because she does not live here. So abated this. House is caved in the back, not livable. So she's decreased. She's already taken the homestead off it,
Yeah,
but she's decreased the value because the house is broken.
how much is
And
that abatement?
$47. And that's it.
Anybody got anything else? Tax map conversion, no new update?
No,
They're just
no.
doing it right now. Okay. Brian, you got anything else?
Nope.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn then. It is 9:10 a.m. Make a motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor, 3-0. We are adjourned.